Well, today, hi everyone, it's Colli from Colli Talks Transformative Conversations. And, you know, I'm so excited with today's guest because it's been a long time to actually get coordinated to have him on. But good things take a long time. And so today it's we're gonna go deep and it I'm so excited. So we're currently navigating what I call the subversive new year. And for many of you listening, it could be a time of deep somatic extraction. But some of us, whether we know it or not, we're settling the accounts of our lineages, especially looking at half a century of systemic debt many of us have carried, and realizing that the family glue we were forced to be was actually an ancestral siphon. So, in my own life, I've been auditing the history of the slave versus the architecture of the resident. And it was through this lens that I recognized a profound frequency match in the work of my guest today. So today, the sovereign architect meets the systemic gardener. And Julio Principe is one of the leading figures in systemic counseling. And he has an organization, Constellation in the Spanish speaking world. He is the author of 3 books and developer of the systemic host methodology, I should say. But more than that, Julio is a peer who understands that a system, be it a family or a corporation, is a living garden that requires either deliberate cultivation or a radical somatic pruning. So, Julio, welcome to Colli Talks Transformative Conversation. And as I said, I'm so delighted you're here.
Dear Colli, thank you so much for your invitation and your patience and your faith. and of and of course, thanks for to each of one of you that are hearing this conversation, these Colli talks.
Yeah,
I'm very glad.
oh, I am too. Everything takes its time. And I planted the seed and now the seed has come above the ground and here we are, we're blossoming together. So it's all good.
Yeah.
You know, you call, yourself a systemic gardener, and I call myself a sovereign architect. So in my recent audit of my own journey, specifically the 50 years spent as an emotional foundation for my lineage, I realized that for decades, I wasn't the gardener. I was the fertilizer, and I was being dug into to nourish a system that didn't even know my name. So, my first question for you is this: when does a system stop being a garden and start being a mine? And how does the fertilizer reclaim her own life force when she recognizes that she's been mined for quite a while?
Mm. A nice question. Maybe to me, it's more be aware of the metaphors we used. To me, a family, as you say, or a corporation,
Hmm.
I can look at the family or the business as a machine
Okay.
or as a garden, as a living system. So in in a certain way, it's not in how do I say this question? No question.
No, no. Yeah, it's
Uh,
fine.
well, it's not a garden or a machine. It's a family is a family, and I choose to look or to meet this system as a garden or as a machine. So when it starts or when it stops depends on my epistemology or my metaphor.
Mm,
I choose to look at that with the complexity of a living system. So my how do I embrace or how do I meet these systems makes a difference.
mm, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. you've developed, this systemic host methodology. And in many families, the woman is considered to be the family glue and is a host who has really no guests, sometimes only parasites. So in your work, in your in your work, how do we distinguish between hosting a field and financing a rescue mission for people who refuse to grow?
Wow. Can you repeat again, please?
Sure.
It's so
Yeah.
so so I need to be clear that I got
No, no, it's okay.
your
I
question because
understand. I might.
it looks like different contexts, and I
Mhm,
am
mhm. Okay. I'll go slower. So in your systemic host
yeah,
methodology, right?
yeah,
Considering that many families you know, in many families in different cultures, not all,
yeah.
but the woman is considered to be the family glue, holds
Blue.
everything together,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
So she is a host
Yeah.
sometimes who has no guests, but
Mhm.
only people who take from her.
Yeah.
So in your work,
Yes.
how do you distinguish between hosting
Yeah.
a field
Mhm.
and financing a rescue mission, meaning she
Yeah.
rescues for people who refuse to grow? So how do you distinguish between the two?
Okay. Okay. Got it. Again, and I'm sorry, I'm afraid that I can be perceived as elusive,
Mhm. No, that's good.
but again, it's more a stance, it's more an attitude. Because if I consider myself a financial rescuer or something like that, I will start to see the people
Mhm.
as damaged persons or persons with maybe they have no clarity or gratitude or whatever. But if I have a stance, a perspective, an attitude of a host, I had no option, so to say. If I am a host, I will see you as my guest. I
Mm.
will see my family members as my guests. I will see my body, my emotions as guests. So I learned this proverb, Arabian proverb, I think, from my one of my dearest teachers, Matthias Varga.
Mhm.
The host is at the same time has at the same time the first place and the last place.
Oh.
Yes, because you you as a host need to be to set the ground lines, the rules of the house, so to say. But at the same time, you need to push back in order to create the conditions for your guests. Your guests
Ah,
as the star are the stars of the party.
okay.
You create the conditions, but if glass is broken,
Mhm.
you need to be in the first place again in order to clean up, you know. And after that, you need to again put on the back and hold for the conditions. So it's being a host is not a passive way of being.
Right.
It, it has a double action, a double perspective. So if I am a host of these people,
Mhm.
my family members or my employees or a community, I ask myself and I ask them what do they need in order to grow?
Okay.
What are the best conditions they need? Because if this is not happening, maybe I need to reasset my the playlist of my party, so to say.
Okay. Yeah, I
Maybe
understand.
I think my music is the best in the world, but they don't they are not enjoying it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Huh, thank you. Mm,
So, as you work with the largest organizations in the Spanish speaking world. I mean,
Yeah.
I know this because I've researched. And so if we look at a dysfunctional family as a failing corporation, what happens to the shareholders when the one person holding the history, the resident, right, finally hits the submit button on resignation? Does the system collapse, or is that where the true gardening begins?
Yeah. If you look at the same large business or family,
Mhm.
uh, the difference, of course, is that you cannot fire your dad,
Yeah,
but
right.
but but yes, in both cases, one one participant, one people, one member can say, "I'm I'm done," or "I'm enough. It's enough," and I'm go away.
Right.
If you look at this situation as a garden, maybe you won't try to fix it
Okay.
as a problem direct, because if you're not if you try to fix it, you're working on the surface of the symptom.
Oh, okay.
It is the same principles, so to say, with constellation
Mhm.
perspective. If you look at what kind of conditions create this situation, so because not always this member was trying to be away. There was time to all was good. There was joy.
Mhm.
So if you try to fix the surface, you're losing the information of the system.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you look at the garden, you look at the conditions that creates this result.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Profound. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So, like in your work as a systemic gardener, how do you handle, say, the black sheep?
Hmm. The black sheep is a good metaphor, but maybe it's not a metaphor in the garden.
Right.
It's a metaphor for a shepherd.
Mhm. Mhm.
But for a gardener, you have a system, just as it is, and you need to be curious about what functions are doing one any part, not the plants, so to
Right.
say,
Right.
but in the relationship. When you choose the metaphor of the black sheep, you unavoidable, you're making a separation.
Okay.
This sheep is is sheep that is called the black sheep.
Right.
But if you start to look, even if you look at the shepherd,
Right.
you can look the relationship between uh, the sheeps or the systems or uh, I'm sure the shepherd, of course, or the dogs.
Right.
So my look is more at the relationship of the conditions that
Mhm.
create that result.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
if it was a weed, let's say if there was a weed
yeah.
in the garden
Yeah.
that needs to be uprooted, to be pulled,
Yeah.
who 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 is actually photosynthesizing the truth in the weed needing to be pulled in order for the garden to flourish?
Yeah. It's a good question because if you have a very short vision of the situation, you can say this weed is a bad weed,
Right.
of course. But if you have a more broad view,
Mhm.
you may zoom out. Maybe you will discover what are this weed grows in relationship with another many living systems.
Mhm.
So what will be the consequence, unintended consequences of pulling the weed.
Right.
I don't know, and I'm not sure, but I can be curious about what I need to be sure, or I'm sure that this weed, even if I call a, a bad weed,
Mhm.
is has a place and has a good reason to be there.
Right. Exactly.
And
And mhm.
and you can see, maybe I phrase it in in a different way.
Sure.
You can have monocultive is the word when you
Mhm.
have just tomatoes, so to say.
Right.
Yeah, you can put plant just tomatoes in a place in a very industrial way with a perfect separation of centimeters in perfect watering of the tomatoes. And of course, you will have tomatoes,
Mhm.
of course. And how delicious will be? Maybe just enough. But I'm not I don't know if you have this experience. Maybe you have that you have a crazy garden and you discover one day a tomato. You didn't plant it, but wow, it grows.
Right.
And you have a rose. Maybe you try to plant violets or lilies and grows a different flower. And you are, wow. And when you have this diversity, the colors are more vivid, the tomato is more juicy and delicious. There are more different little birds
Mhm.
and little bugs. So diversity, even with, creates a more rich soil.
Right.
The most diversity, the richer the soil.
Right.
And the richer the soil, the beautiful the flowers or the plants or something like that.
Mhm. Mhm. Oh, it's beautiful description. Thank you so much because I was going to, talk about the next thing was like the unsaleable route. So, because we are entering what I consider to be a subversive new year, and if the point of origin
Mhm.
is fractured, right? Can any amount of organization organizational consulting or mindset work actually fix the garden, or must we somatically, liquidate the old soil entirely? Can it be fixed if it's fractured?
Yeah, if if we and our world is suffering fractures.
Mhm.
Our world is suffering fractures because not because one only responsible, but at the beginning of our talk today, I mentioned the difference between the machine and the garden.
Right. Right.
So, industrial revolution, uh, they sold to us the metaphor of the machine.
Mhm.
The machine are pieces separated. Maybe they are has some kind of relationship, but you can separate it. If someone is not working, you can stop the machine because you are an external expert,
Right.
and you can open the machine and you can find the broken piece and you can throw away to the garbage and you can have a new piece and the machine will work. So we both we both this metaphor. So we we thought that the world, the family, the business, the society function like that. That
Mm.
you can make the fracture as a strategy because a strategy has a goal with measure with metrics specifics. So now we can see how fracture is in the world.
Right.
That's why I choose. That's why I want to be in an emphasis and that the look at us as a living system is a choice I made.
Okay.
So my invitation is to connect with that choice of the metaphor of the living system,
Mm.
because the if something has this broken or fracturation,
Mhm.
from a mechanistic point of view, I will fix it directly.
Okay.
But if I see that fracture as a living and complex system, I need to hold back and not trying to fix it directly. I need to understand the best I can the conditions that allows this fracture to be healed.
Mm.
This connection reconnect.
Right.
And this is not a direct solution. It's not even a solution. It's more awareness. It's more multi-contextual or response or trans-contextual response. Eh, So this is more stance again. It's more a choice of a perspective.
Right. And it's a wonderful perspective. I love it. I absolutely
Mhm.
love it. Yeah. It just yeah, it just feels so good to me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I carry a lineage of precision kind of biomechanics, and I see the body as an architecture. I really do. And you see the system as a garden. And I love it. And so where do precision and growth meet when a person is rebuilding their life? In other words, can we garden our own vertebrae? You know.
Yeah. and again, it's everything is about metaphors or about language,
Right.
because building is, of course, it's a metaphor aligned
Mhm.
with architecture, and it's a beautiful metaphor to rebuild
Right.
something. Yeah. So, but from a, it's not better or worse, but different.
Mhm. Mhm.
But from a systemic gardener perspective, it's more to me. It's more about growing. It's more about holding the curiosity about how it's growing, or 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 coming back this ah I would say it in this way.
Okay.
And this is about growing, and it's about curiosity, it's about courage, it's about compassion too.
Mm.
Maybe 30 years from now, I cannot remember, 30, maybe more years, we have in all the world, but in South America, it's very strong, this phenomena we call el fenómeno del niño. The fenómeno del niño in Spanish is in our summer,
Mhm.
in February, January, February, the cold currents of the south and collapse with the no, the cold currents from the north with the warmth of the south collapse, and we have a lot of meteorological mess,
Mhm. Mhm.
and starts a very strong hot climate, and a lot of rain and flood, and there's a lot of destructions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Even if our coast in Peru is
Mhm.
a desert, but it's has flood, and sadly there's a lot of massive destruction.
Oh my
So
goodness.
maybe
Okay.
30 or 40 years from now, in our desert at the north coast of Peru,
Right?
there was this fenomeno del Niño situation,
Mhm.
and one of the deserts get flooded, and it becomes a lake.
Oh my goodness.
So we have today a lake that is called La Niña. like the El Niño is the boy. This is the girl.
Right? Okay.
This is a lake that is called the Girl
Oh,
at the north coast of Peru. So many plants starts to growing again. Even even plants that we thought they were loosened because from pre-Inca's time,
oh my goodness.
and of course fishes and birds and a whole new ecosystem
Oh, wow.
that so the beautiful of this situation to me
Mhm, mhm.
is that all these fishes, birds, plants, flowers was always there, were
Right.
always there, waiting for the good conditions
Mm.
to flourish again,
Oh, wow, I love
to
it.
reconnect. So even with even with pain,
Right. Yeah.
with the tears are the lake, the tears of millions of people maybe are the lake now, and so this it's a little bit different if you see how to flourish again.
Mhm.
How do, how do I create? I I of course not me, but I say we, the people that are trying to hold the space, create the conditions for the systems to flourish again.
Right, and it's so beautiful because of the fact that it's possible, and it does happen when those conditions present
Yeah.
themselves, and so, likened to our human body, we can, with the right conditions, right, to with the intake of consumption of the proper nutrients, we can, feed our garden, and there's flourishing that can happen from those conditions in a very good, healthy way. I love it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love it. It's great. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Oh,
like
thanks for
phenomenal,
asking.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too, with regards to a fortune, say a Fortune 500 CEO, right? Who has, you know, extracted themselves from, perhaps let's say toxic contracts. Is the exit strategy the most important skill in systemic leadership to extract yourself, for them to extract themselves from toxic situations?
Yeah. Toxic situations again are part from the perspective of the machine,
Mhm. Mhm.
and in the I from a machine perspective, I need to be the leader. I need to win. I must win. And so myself on my own. I it's not enough to be happy. I need to be suffering a deal. All the
Okay.
it's not enough to be happy. I need to see suffering everybody. Uh,
Mm.
so this the consumption, the exploitation is part of this, is a consequence of this perspective, because a success is like self-made man
Mhm.
is
Mhm.
a successful man. So my company is successful because we make it. But from a more systemic perspective, more gardener systemic perspective, the sustainability is not individual sustainability. It's always ecological. It's collective.
Okay.
So if I am found myself in
Mhm.
a, so to say, toxic business, if I put the eject button in order to exit from this place, maybe it's a good idea or maybe not.
Right.
But my question is, how can I contribute in a m- more systemic perspective from the place where I am
Oh,
because I cannot change, I cannot fix my company or the world,
right.
but I can start. What I can is start to sharing different conversations, different perspectives. I will put a little example.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
Last in December,
Hmm.
I was invited by a company from the health system. They're they're making his its strategic plan. That
Okay.
that a little footnote. I do not believe in strategic plans anymore.
Okay. I
I
don't
made a
either.
lot of money. I made a lot of money many years ago with, but I do not believe anymore. And so they asked me how do we display this strategic plan and goals. So we make a constellation with executives, and it was the most sensitive moment of the constellation we made was when one of the managers says, "And where is the health?"
Oh, wow.
Nobody mentioned health. They mentioned the shareholder. They mentioned the market. They
Right?
mentioned IT. They mentioned AI. They mentioned, but health, there was no, there has no place. So when someone entering the constellation representing the health, everything was changed. There was a shift in the level of awareness.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this is not. You cannot put this in in a Gantt or in a spreadsheet with
No.
KPIs. No, but these people,
Hmm.
this manager, uh, um, I guess and I hope they start to making different choices.
Oh, wow. I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they are blossoming.
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
hope.
Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. How can you not? I mean, that's it's a, that's such an incredibly important arena for each individual in that company, and yet for that to be, just set aside, not to be included or acknowledged, it's like, hello, look at me, I'm the thing that keeps the wheels spinning here in your body and your mind and your soul.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
I have another example if I
Yeah,
can
please,
share.
absolutely. Yeah.
That was public a program
Hmm.
from the government many years ago.
Hmm.
They provide. Uh, I need to look up the word because I cannot
Sure. Take,
remember now
that's
the
okay. It's all good.
word.
Take your time.
Uh,
It's wonderful.
Water and drainage, maybe
Hmm. Hmm.
water and drainage system from public. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So this program brings water to these poor populations in the many lost places in Peru.
Okay.
So these people, a good will, good intention people, they are they were technicians, very well trained technicians
Hmm.
with a good heart and good intentions.
Right.
And when we make a constellation, there was a representative for the people who will benefit from these programs of water and drainage. And the representative of the population, and I need to say, I used to work and I love to work with the same people of the company,
Right.
no external representatives.
Hmm.
So representative of the people whose benefits from the program say uh, they are not they are look at me down.
Oh.
And another colleague, another technicians go to the place. He said, "Yes, wow, it's I feel shame. feel guilty. I feel like I do not deserve it. They look at me down. They look at me as someone poor and ignorant.
Mm,
So it was very interesting
wow.
because the technicians, they got an awareness about the superiority
Right?
they look, because we are the technicians, we are the professionals, that
Mhm.
we bring you poor people the water.
Oh, right.
We
Holier
are the
than thou.
saviors.
Right. Holier than thou.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So one of the decisions they made was, this was an acronym. Acronym is the word.
Mhm.
You have
Acronym. Yep.
acronym. They start to to call the populations pairs or peers.
Okay.
They make an acronym
Mhm.
that call them peers, like we are the same,
Right. Equal. Mhm.
equal. We are equals.
Right.
So this little decision, instead of talking about poor populations of some place in Peru, start
Mhm.
calling them equals.
Oh, wow.
It's it's a lot.
It's a lot. Wow. Amazing.
It's a shift in the inner place from where the actions comes from,
Mhm.
where the
Mhm.
responses come from.
Absolutely. That it's an incredible story. I mean, thank you so much for sharing that because, I just actually last week received a message from a global artist, a master of harmony, a very well recognized musician, and who had been watching my work for a year. And I had no idea. you know, we don't know, right? We don't know these people are
Yeah.
watching us. And, he said he recognized my frequency. And I was like, what? But I know what he means, but it was like, oh,
Mhm. Yeah.
so in your systemic host model, you know, I'm just wondering, I mean, I wasn't preparing myself for anything like that, but it just unfolded. And so,
Yeah.
you know, to be recognized by our peers really comes about as an honor, and I'm so humbled, but at the same time, it could only have happened having left what I consider to be the old kingdom behind, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a better than or higher up than or any of that, but it's just having left the old kingdom behind, and it's not that I didn't include it, I did, but having worked through it and going over the drawbridge type of thing,
Mhm.
to a different castle, right? Yeah, and so I was gonna ask you, in the architecture of the after, which is the new destination, how does the systemic host prepare for the ground
Mhm.
once once they are in a situation who are finally officially unsellable? Do you
Yeah.
understand what I'm yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure if I get the whole idea, but I will share what is
Yeah.
emerges to
y-
me.
yeah, for
Maybe,
sure.
maybe.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Because from this systemic gardener, it's another a metaphor, like me as a
Right.
host being a gardener also.
Garden, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. To me, it's like it's like going to one place to your place to another one in your car. Maybe you are driving,
Mhm.
and you know that in some parts of the path or the way, there's a lot of fog. Yes, in Peru we have a highway that there's
Mhm.
from time to time there's a lot of accidents, car accidents, because it's very foggy.
Right.
So if you want to travel from your place to another place, and you know that you will travel through the fog highway, you need to be aware double. You need to be more aware than you used to be. You need to have your resources on your back. You need to slow down a little bit. You need to put your lights from fog.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go slower. And you need to be very aware of the next meters in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh, and maybe from times when you are traveling or driving some kilometers or miles,
Mm-hmm.
there's sunshine, sunshine that surprise you. And then again, more fog. So the important from systemic host for me is knowing that I will not know.
Okay.
That maybe me or my client, if I'm hosting a
Mm-hmm.
client, is that they it's important for them to know where do they want to go. So this kind of destination,
Right.
and they be well equipped with these resources,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and 1 mile, one step, another step. Yes, because we don't know what will happen.
No, we don't. You're right.
In so and this is very similar. This idea of hosting these travelers or drivers very
Right.
similar to the idea of hosting as a gardener, because we don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
And and from the machine perspective, from the machine worldview, they paid they paid us, to me and to you, Colli,
Mm-hmm.
for us to know. We are paid for knowing. But from a systemic perspective, we are paid for not knowing,
Right.
for holding the not knowing.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm not sure it was it's more or less near to your question, but it's
It's
what I
perfect.
think. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's perfect, and it's perfect timing too, because we're coming to a close here. But I wanted to say something before we do close, and that is,
Wow, the time
I
flies.
know, right?
We
I know. I'm
we
going.
wait
I
we
know.
wait a lot of
I know.
we wait a year or two for this
I
conversation,
I I know. I know. So we will have to meet again. We will have to meet again. Absolutely, because it's been delightful. It's been very intellectually stimulating and very soulfully embracing, and I'm just thrilled that you could be with us today. I wanted to say we're like two muses in the garden, and the truth is our only harvest. And now I wanted to ask you before we do close, for you, what is next on your journey of not knowing?
It's a very good question, and I don't know,
You don't know.
and I really do not know. But
Yeah.
what I guess is I do not know. I'm just curious about what will be the next step. When I start to talk to tell in the world that I am consider myself a systemic gardener, maybe from global crisis, from the corona crisis, because uh, before I was more like a traditional consultant, and maybe if I was working from a systemic perspective, but I was sold to the system.
Right.
Eh, but then I said, okay, systems collapse, and I will tell my truth. What is true to me
Right.
now?
Exactly.
What is true to me now to the world? And if some people resonates, great. See, some people do not resonate, great too. But
Exactly.
if I can have a, a partner, a friend, a colleague like you, Collie, that
Yes.
says, "Oh, this is interesting. I love to have a conversation with this strange guy."
Yeah.
Uh, to me, it's beautiful. So mm, for me, it was a resignation from this. You said the kingdom
You're
and
right.
this old kingdom,
The kingdom.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
this is new to me,
Mhm.
and I will hold the curiosity.
Oh, I love it. I love it because you in speaking with you and speaking with you as a muse, and sharing this, the same. The truth is my only harvest now. And whoever, whatever, comes up from that and whatever blossoms, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
So
grateful. My heart.
so so maybe uh, um, questions could be, how will the next step will know that is a good guest in our heart?
Hmm. Perfect.
How? Because if this new step or new way feels a good guest in our heart, a good because we are good host,
Hmm.
the good guest always comes with presents.
Right. Exactly. And you know what? That's what you brought to me today. I am
Oh.
so grateful because you've opened up a whole world of curiosity now for me. So I thank you. I'm so humbled and I'm so grateful, and I can't wait to have you back again. And I know our guests are going to totally love you. And so I'm going to make sure that on the promotion, I'll make sure that they can contact you for more information if they so want to enter into your garden.
Thank you so much. I'm
Okay,
very happy when we'll have the next conversation. I'm
we will.
afraid I will repeat myself.
Yeah, that's okay. So will I. It's all good. It's all good, Julio. Thank you, and so much love to your family and you.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
Coley.
so
I
much.
really enjoy it.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much.
Very warm.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of love and hugs to you
Lots,
and your
lots of
family.
love.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.